Hey guys, it's Sagar, and in this video, we are going to take a look at some of the best cases for the iPhone 16 Pro. As you can see, we have got a lot of cases for the iPhone 16 Pro here. Some of these cases were sent out to us, and we also bought a lot of these cases either from Amazon or directly from the company's website. Now this year, I got a lot more cases than I usually do, and a big chunk of these are transparent cases, most of which are very different from each other. If you look at all of these cases, this video will be a lot longer than it already is. So what I'm going to do is split this video into two parts, and in this first part, we will take a look at the non-transparent cases like plastic, leather, silicone cases and so on, and in the second part, we will take a look at the transparent cases. If you like any of the cases in this video, links to purchase all of them are in the description section. And these cases are also available for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, so if you or someone you know has that phone, this video will be helpful for you as well. Normally I like to start with the thinnest cases and move my way up to the tougher ones which offer most amount of protection. But this time let's change things around and start with the toughest cases. First up, we have this tough armor case from Spigen. This case is made out of multiple layers, where this bluish grey outermost layer is made out of a much tougher plastic to withstand harder impacts. This harder layer also wraps around the camera module, keeping it safe. Then there is this much softer, almost rubber-like layer which actually wraps around the phone and even forms a lip at the front. And then we also have these even softer, almost foam-like inserts at the back and along the corners of the inside of the case, which act like a cushion for the phone. Now despite of looking big and tough, this case doesn't really add too much bulk or weight to your phone. It gets a kickstand at the back which helps you rest your phone at a couple of angles. I always appreciate when a case gives us something more than just adding protection to the phone. Speaking of added functionality, I think this next case takes it to a whole new level. It's the Elite case from Magbag. At a first glance, it looks like a simple but rugged silicone case which fits the phone really well, has a good amount of lip at the front and back, and covers all ports and buttons with just a cutout for the capture button on the right side. But as you look closer, you will start noticing its hidden features like this thing at the bottom, which doesn't only cover the USB Type-C port when it is not in use, but it also acts like a very soft cushion for your pinky finger when you're holding the phone. When you look at the back, there's a hidden kickstand when you can pull out when needed, and it stays shut with magnets when it is not in use. There is also a retractable finger loop at the back, which comes in very handy if you take a lot of long phone calls or if you have a bigger phone like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. All of these are already plenty of features for a case, but Magbag is not done yet. They have put in the basic but very strong round MagSafe magnets in this case, so you can attach various MagSafe accessories to it, and on top of that, they have also put in 3 more extra strong magnets on the back of this case, which stay flush with the back when not in use, and they only come out when you move this case to a magnetic surface. Thanks to these magnets, you can attach this case to any metallic surface very securely. And last but not the least, you can get these extra colored inserts and swap them out to customize your case and make it more personalized. I am a fan of this black and white panda look. Then we have this classic C1 case again from Spigen. This is again on the thicker side with multiple layers of protection. The outermost layer is a transparent colored hard plastic, which lets us see all the patterns or the so-called components on the middle layer. And then we have the innermost layer which wraps around the phone and has some extra cushioning and tiny air pockets which help reduce the impact on the phone in case of a drop. I just love the look of this case. I don't know how many of you are old enough to know this, but this case has a classic iMac vibe to it. You can get it in multiple colors and it just looks and feels amazing on your phone. All the buttons feel nice to press and you get a cutout for the camera control button. There's also a small circular window at the back, and through this you can see the Apple logo on the back of your phone. It doesn't get a big lip at the front, so to protect the display, make sure you have a good quality tempered glass screen protector installed on your phone. It would come in very handy with this or any of the other cases for that matter. Next we have the Nomad Sport case. This one has a silky smooth satin finish to the back and a much stronger flexible TPU bumper which keeps the phone inside secured. There is a soft microfiber lining on the inside which keeps the back of your phone safe as well. The buttons on this case are made out of metal which feel extremely solid, and the action button and the power button get grooves so you can make them out just with a feel and you won't be confusing them with any of the other buttons on the phone. There is a recessed cutout for the camera control button, and I think I like this cutout the best as it has a good amount of protection for your phone above and below it. Up until last year, Nomad had a very shiny glossy feel to the back of this case, which I felt was really creepy when clean, and it held up surprisingly well against scratches. But I guess more people prefer a subtle finish on the back of their case, so this time they went with a silky satin finish. After that we have these two cases from Paka. One of them is a Mag Easy case and it is super slim and barely weighs anything, but it is made out of aramid fibers, more commonly known as carbon fiber, which makes it extremely tough. This one has cutouts for all the ports and buttons, which I feel takes a bit of the protection away, and if your phone falls on some specific angles, these parts might end up taking a few dents and scratches. I think this case is specifically for someone who doesn't drop their phone too often and likes to use a minimal case which doesn't add too much bulk or weight to it. For someone who wants that extra bit of protection, Paka also has this classic case which provides military grade protection to your phone. The outermost layer is again made out of aramid fibers, which if you don't know is the same material used in bulletproof vests, so it is extremely strong. And the inner layer of the case is made out of a shockproof TPU material which helps cushion the phone inside. All sides of this case are covered and it even gets metal buttons which feel amazingly tactile. The camera control button on the right gets a cutout so you can easily reach it even if you are not looking at it. There is another company called Bangs which makes similar thin cases from Kevlar material. They sent out this one for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but it is exactly like the case that we saw from Paka. All of these cases also have strong MagSafe magnets built in, so you can easily use them with MagSafe compatible wireless chargers and even attach all sorts of compatible MagSafe accessories to their back. With that, we come to the more flexible TPU cases. First amongst these is the Onyx series case from Rink Onyx. With this rough texture on the back, this one looks a lot tougher than it actually is. But this texture and the subtle pattern on its sides gives this case amazing grip. There are air pockets in all four corners to protect the phone in case of an impact. And the back of the phone gets a complete protection with a raised lip for each individual camera lenses. The buttons on this case are molded out of the same material as the overall case, so they don't feel as tactile as some of the previous cases, but they are very soft and easy to press. All of the corners get a raised lip at the front, so the display will stay protected even if you place your phone facing down on any surface. This case is available in two options, with and without the MagSafe magnets in the back. The one without the magnets is slightly cheaper, but if you decide to go with this case, I would recommend to choose the one with the magnets built in for that added magnetic strength while using any MagSafe accessories. All in all, it's a good case, and if you want to add a bit of rugged look to your phone without adding too much bulk or weight to it, this Rink Onyx case would be the perfect option for you. Next in the flexible TPU lineup, we have these Nanopop series cases from Caseology. These ones come in multiple color options, so you have a lot of choice if you go with it. These are also very soft and flexible, and they have a very soft touch finish to the back as well, which makes them very grippy. It also gets a dual color look at the back, which I think adds a bit of character to the case and makes it look really nice. There's also a very fine pattern on the sides, which combined with a soft touch back adds a ton of grip to the phone. You also get a good amount of lip to the front and back, so the display and the camera lenses will stay protected. The buttons are again molded out of the same material as the overall case, but these ones feel nice and tactile. The only thing which I think I don't like about this case is that if you have oily hands, these cases attract and show a lot of fingerprints on the back. So if you are like me, you will end up constantly wiping it to keep it clean. Now we come to the leather cases, and the first one in this section is the modern leather case from Nomad. This green chrome Horween leather case is a part of their limited edition cases, and I think this is the best leather bag case that I have ever seen. It might look black from most of the angles, but as the name suggests, there are subtle green tones when you look at it outdoors or in bright light. It is also extremely soft to the touch, and there are actually some very fine velvet-like fibers on the top, which makes it feel amazing in the hand. It gets a TPU bumper which wraps around the phone and covers all sides and corners. And just like we saw with their sport case at the beginning, this one also gets metal buttons with grooves for the action and power button. Just like any of the leather case, it will end up gathering leather patina, which will make it feel more personalized to your lifestyle with time. Next is the Aspen series leather case from Anda. It is a bit less flexible, as this one has a leather wrapped around a harder TPU plastic case to add more protection to your phone. And like all of the other cases, it also gets a microfiber lining on the inside, so the back of your phone doesn't gather any scratches. This case wraps very nicely around your phone, and it is much sleeker than the Nomad leather case. The lip around the camera module at the back and the buttons on this case are made out of metal, and they feel very tactile. But I feel they should have been a bit more recessed, as they stick out quite a lot. I know this is a small thing, but during the time that I've used it, I felt like it is a noticeable thing to mention. On this case, there is a much wider cutout for the capture button with nothing protecting the top edge of the phone's frame. I am not a big fan of this approach, as it leaves some part of the phone vulnerable in case of a drop. That being said, as far as the leather cases go, this one is one of the best that you can get. Now we come to the final two cases of the video. Both are leather cases from Belroy, but both of them have a very different feel and function to them. This one gets a smooth leather along the back and sides, and rest of the frame and case is made out of soft TPU materials. It fits the phone really well, and insides of both these cases have the softest microfiber material out of all of the cases that I have tried for this iPhone 16 Pro. Both these cases get color matched anodized aluminum buttons which are amazingly tactile. The leather on the back of this mod leather case has a bit of texture to it, and it is even softer and smoother on the leather of this other case. This case feels so good in the hand. There is a nice lip at the front and back of both the cases, so the phone inside stays protected. Now the mod case comes with this MagSafe wallet which attaches to the back of the case with magnets and is held securely in its place thanks to the small recessed reel at the bottom of the case. You can place 3 cards in this case and the lid actually closes very securely thanks to the strong magnets inside. The lid of this wallet can also act like a kickstand for the phone, which makes this mod leather case from Belroy much more versatile and feature-rich. So those are all of the non-transparent cases which I think you guys would like. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. My favorites among these are the Spigen Classic C1 for its head-turning look, the Magbag Elite case for its unmatched functionalities, and the Nomad modern leather case for the unique leather feel to its back. As I said at the beginning, in the part 2 of this video, we will be looking at all of the transparent cases for this iPhone 16 Pro. So make sure you have the notifications turned on so you don't miss out when that video drops. Links to all of these cases are in the description section if you guys want to check them out or purchase them for your phone. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for a lot more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.